Welcome back, everyone. Today, in this video, we're gonna have a 2-box penny hunt. That's one more than the last penny hunt we had. Gonna go ahead and start with this box just because these kinds of boxes have not been as good for me lately than this box because I do not get these boxes very much, and there does appear to be a good amount of copper on top. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. So that's what we're looking at. Not seeing any wheat cent enders. I've not checked the bottom side, but you know, the copper does look to be a little promising. But we are gonna go ahead and start this box just because if it's worse than this one, will at least be better in copper. We'll have something to look forward to. So without any further ado, let's get cracking into the first penny box. Roll 3 is going to have our first wheat cent. It is reverse facing, but it has sort of a nice patina or color to it. It is a 1940 out of Philadelphia. Roll number 5, and our second wheat cent has made an appearance. And this one's really nice. Nice luster, nice detail, a little bit of red left. 1958, as expected for one in that condition. Let's just make sure it doesn't have any of the obvious DDOs. Very rare, but worth a lot of money, especially in this condition. Very cool. Don't see them in that condition much, but maybe there will be a couple more in this box, hopefully. Roll 14, and our third wheat cent has made an appearance. This one, a 1956 Denver. Roll 20, and our fourth and fifth wheat cents will show up. The first, or the fourth rather, is going to be a 1958D, not another 1958D because the first one was a Philly. The second one is going to be a 1945 Philadelphia. Roll 23, sorry, a bit of a yawn there. Roll 23 is going to give us our sixth wheat cent and our fourth from the 50s, a 1955. And even though we'd be able to see the doubling without the scope, just figured out how to put it under to double check, and it is not there. 1955, Philadelphia. Welcome back to another $half hunt. Today we have a box of $half from Brinks with rolls that I have never seen before. Sort of this cool like gold colored Brinks rolls. Usually they're black, so that's cool. We also have, I believe it is 12 rolls, loose hand-rolled rolls of custom wrapped rolls. So I'll go through these first, see if they have anything. Then I'll bring you in after, if we have anything, just to tell you what we have. If we didn't, just to tell you we're getting to the next box. So hopefully I'll see you before this box. Those hand rolls did not provide anything. So now it's time to move on to the box. That is bank wrapped. Roll 32, and it was a terrible opening, but maybe terrible openings give us good luck because we have a silver, and it is the first find of the box. Silver, 1969, 40%er. All right, that box and hunt is over, and all that was found was a 1969 40% silver $half. Not much, but it's still something. Sorry, this is not a more eventful video. I haven't been able to get many good $half lately, so this is about as good as I've been getting in the past few hunts for me. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed nonetheless, and I'll see you soon. Roll 33, and another wheat cent, 1950 Denver. Roll 41, a reverse facing wheat cent. This one is going to be 1942 out of Philadelphia. Roll 46, another wheat cent, 1946. That's funny. Roll 46, 1946. That's not something that happens too often. All right, the first box is done. And in terms of copper, we did a lot better than I thought we would. Probably about 3.5, 4 pounds, 7/8 of the cup. terms of finds that I didn't film, we had one Canadian and 5 2009 pennies. 3 of the designs instead of 4, but it's all right. I like to keep them. And then 7 wheat cents, 1940, 42, 45, and 46. And then 3 50s, 50 Denver, 55, and 56 Denver. Let's move on to the second box, and maybe we can get some more wheat pennies. Just kidding. We had 9 wheat cents. I forgot to count 2 1958s. So 9 wheat cents, 4 from the 40s, and 5 from the 50s. Roll 2. We're going to have our first wheat cent. That was copper, so that goes in the copper pile. Our first wheat cent is a 1951 Philadelphia. Roll 6. And our first 40s wheat cent on the box. Second wheat cent, 1945 Philadelphia. Roll 7. Our third wheat cent is going to be a 1955 Denver. Roll 8. And I have a wheat cent here that looks like it could be a little bit older. Let's see what it is. And it is a 1923 20s wheat cent. Very cool, 100 years old. If only coins could talk about what hands have touched them. And, whatever else coins could say, this coin would have a lot to say. Very cool. Roll 14. We just found the 5th wheat penny of the box, 1951, and coincidentally, that's the second 1951. Coincidentally, right as I found that 1951, Rob found another 1951. Go check out that video. It's a great video. Watched it like 3 times now. All right, let's get on with the box. Roll 21, and our 6th wheat cent is going to be in last year, 1958 Denver. I also found a 1960 Denver, and when I put it under the scope, I believe that is the small date variety, which is pretty cool. Not in the best condition, but definitely better than most 60s that I find. That one is definitely going in the album. Roll 22, and something pretty cool happened in this roll that doesn't happen too often. Back-to-back wheat cents. Wheat cent number 7 is in 1941, so we can check that for any of the 3 double dies on the obverse. And I don't believe I see any of them. Maybe a little itty bitty die crack right there, but nothing to increase value dramatically. And another 1958 Denver. It's just a baby. Wheat cent number 9 is going to come in roll number 26. It is a 1945 Philadelphia. Roll 30, and our 10th wheat cent, double digits, is going to be a 1957. This one is out of Denver. Roll 38, and something else really cool in this roll that is even rarer and much rarer than what happened with the other back-to-back wheat pennies. This is going to have a wheat penny, but it's also going to have an older laureate portrait designed Canadians, which I don't find too often. It's going to be from 1963, and what makes this special is that it has, it's called the laureate portrait or a young head design on it. And you can see it differs from other Canadian cents, such as this one, which has an older portrait of Queen Elizabeth, excuse me, sorry. So that's 1963 young head, and this one is going to be a 1944 wheat penny from Philadelphia. Pretty cool. I don't think that's ever happened to me before with the laureate portrait back-to-back with the wheat cent. I'll remember that one for a while. Roll 41 is going to give us our 12th wheat cent. It's a 1941 with some damage, but let's just make sure it doesn't have any of the DDOs, and I don't think it does. Second 1941 Philadelphia on the board. Wheat cent number 13 comes in roll number 46, and it is another 1941 that we can look under the scope for the double dies, which I don't see. 1941 Philadelphia. We are done with that box, and this is the wrap up on the box. We had a good amount of wheat cents, one from the 20s in 1923. We had 6 from the 40s. And we had 6 from the 50s. So that brings us to 13 wheat cents. We had 4 Canadians, one of those being at 1963 Younghead, and 2 2009s. Now, I wanted to show you the difference between a large date 1960 and a small date. The large date, you can sort of see it's bigger. The curl in the 6 only comes up about a little less than halfway, but in the small date, the 1960 curl in the 6 goes up a little bit more than halfway. And that's sort of the main way you can tell. You can also tell because the 0 is a little bit smaller and the curl in the 6 lines up with the top of the 0. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did, finding that 1960D small date and a lot of wheat cents. Just to mention, we did have about 3/4 cup of copper, so a little bit less than the last box, but we found more wheat cents. So, you know, I was sort of right about the wheat cents, but also wrong about the copper. So that's interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next hunt.